guys, welcome to our Double Chen Show.
Episode 3.
Mike Chen.
Dan Chen. Guys, we just want to say oh, my watch just came I'm so excited that my watch broke off. We just want to say thank you guys so much for all of your support, comments, and love. In fact, thank you guys for downloading the podcast.
Yes.
Keeps us going. You know, it lets us know that you guys are interested in the topics, and we read all the comments, so keep it coming.
Right, and also if you want to check out our podcast site, we'll put it right down here for you. So the podcast, again, it's a longer version than what we put on YouTube. All right, this week we will be talking about Eastern marriage customs versus Western marriage customs.
I've seen this comment posted a lot about people asking us about that. In the West, starting with the marriage proposal, right? You know, when I was young, I literally thought that the guy just proposed out of the blue. Like, because I watch movies.
Right.
I thought literally he popped the question as like they never talked about marriage before. Okay, as I got older, I noticed that, no, you talk about this kind of stuff. But the actual proposal itself is a surprise, but you talked about marriage.
Right.
You're not gonna
I'm just saying some people do. The ones that get rejected sometimes don't.
Yeah, you should probably reconsider that strategy. But anyway, starting with the proposal, there's the engagement ring and the wedding band. Sure. I had no idea that you needed 2 rings. When I found that out, I was like, 2 rings? All right, whatever. So that's a custom, you know? Yeah. After you say yes, hopefully she says yes, right? Now you get into all this like festivities. Like, for example, you have an engagement party, right? You know, and then the girl will have a bridal shower.
Sure.
The bridal shower is different from the bachelorette party.
Right.
And the guy has a bachelor party. The guy doesn't get a groom shower.
Right.
Which kind of sucks. And now in the West, it almost becomes everything now is revolving around the bride. Like, there's no doubt in my mind. Right. And all of our friends, my friends are 30-something, a lot of them are married now, and they could tell you, look, it's about her.
Yeah.
The guy, get the heck out of the way.
Sure.
When she says yes, that next 6 months to a year when you plan the Western-themed wedding, it's all about her. Right. So you, as the guy, will usually get the heck out of the way.
Yes.
You have barely any input.
Right.
And, you know, it's all about it's her day.
Right.
So that's kind of become, to me, the standard of what a Western wedding is.
Right. And the Eastern wedding, it's almost looking into a mirror, like the reciprocal of that, right? Let's start from the beginning. Eastern weddings, a lot of it, okay, go ask your parents. Go ask your parents how they met. A lot of them will say, well, we got set up. Yeah. Someone introduced one of us. It's never like, we met at
my parents got set up.
Right. It was never like, we met at a coffee shop. It was a Tuesday, and the smell of jasmine was in the air. Like, none of that ever happened. All right, it's mostly it's going to be, we got set up. Some people are basically straight down arranged marriages, you know.
Straight up arranged.
Right. The style of wedding still happens in America. Right. Obviously, with the younger generation, it's changed a lot.
Right.
But in the East, what typically happens, like I said, you get introduced, you meet, and that's what 90% of people, that's how they meet. And then the wedding customs are completely different, right? In the West, usually the female side pays for the wedding, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, usually, yeah. Yeah. That's the custom.
Right. Now, in China, anyway, the male side pays for the whole wedding. So if you are a white guy and you are marrying an Asian girl, now you guys can have a good fight about which custom you're going to be observing.
Right. No, that is a legitimate concern, right? Because in the West, this is what I know, okay? A lot of women, when they're born even, the parents know that someday their daughter is going to get married.
So they save up.
They actually have a fund.
Right.
They have a wedding fund.
Right.
So it's just like a college fund.
Right.
Because, let's be serious, the average wedding in New York City costs $70,000.
Okay.
$70,000 because it's expensive. Maybe in the Midwest it's something like 25.
In the West, everything's beautiful. Everything's about love. Yeah. Everything is about
celebration of our love and commitment to one another.
Right. Now in China, anyway, and I know this for other Asian countries too, it's really about tradition. It's really about your paying respects to your ancestors, to the gods. And this is why when Chinese people get married, they bow. They bow to the heavens,
right?
Then they bow to the parents,
right?
Then they bow to each other,
right?
And it kind of like goes into that order. Like the heavens will also be kind of like their ancestors,
right?
The parents, and then each other. That's kind of like the hierarchy of it all. And then after that, it is a celebration, yeah, but it's not like Western weddings where it's all about the love.
Right.
You don't ever go to a traditional Chinese wedding and people are banging on the glass And then like, you know, kiss.
And then there's like toasting.
Yeah, there's no kissing. When a bride shows up in really traditional weddings, she'll show up in like a carriage thing, kind of a human carriage thing.
Yeah.
And she'll have a red cloth
like
over
a veil.
Yeah, right, over her face.
Right.
And that's covered all the way until she is in the bedroom.
Basically, you have never seen your wife until your wedding night.
Right, well, two cases, right? One is you've seen the wife, you still want to have a traditional wedding, then you won't see her again until the wedding night, and then she's waiting for you in your honeymoon suite, whatever. Or if you're a completely arranged marriage, you never know what the girl looks like until you go into your honeymoon suite.
Right.
And then the girl will be sitting there with her veil covered, and she's not allowed to take it off until the husband comes and take the veil off. And sometimes for a lot of traditional Chinese people who were back in the old days, that's the first time they ever seen the bride.
Right. In the past, you know, like even like 50, 60 years ago, that the guy accepted it. You know, if she was pretty, then he's like, great, I hit the lottery. If not, then he's like, whatever, because this is
it's
what
meant to be.
It's meant to be. It's heaven's will, quote unquote. You know, this is the arrangement of our ancestors.
And this was one of the things for kids anyway. There's no discussing this. There's no discussing this. Back in ancient China, you have no say in who you marry. Also, whoever you marry, there's a Chinese saying called
门当户对.
There's a Chinese saying called 门当户对.
I just can't believe I gave you a Chinese lesson, bro.
Where the families have to match in terms of
everything.
Wealth,
class,
prosperity,
wealth,
everything,
ideals. Yeah, and if not, like you can't match.
It's a class thing. You just can't marry.
Right.
And you had no say, especially if you're a girl, absolutely no say in who you marry. You are basically, you know, your parents will arrange your wedding, and that's it.
This is really interesting because up until maybe a few years ago, when I went to this Fujianese wedding with you, I did not think that in America, immigrant families or Chinese families still practice this.
Well, it's a custom, right? And a lot of the customs are now very westernized, where if you go to China right now, you know, all the brides wearing dresses, like Western dresses.
They try to model it after the Western standard.
Right, and then, you know, throughout the night, what they would do, if you go to a Cantonese wedding, what they would do is throughout the night, they change from a wedding dress to like a qipao.
Right.
And that's more traditional, and they do some more of the traditional things during the reception.
Maybe like the tea ceremony.
Tea ceremony is when the bride and groom and the parents and all the janbei, where the elders will come up one by one, and the bride and groom will give them tea.
Right.
And the parents or the elders will drink the tea, and they will give the bride and groom a gift, usually in the form of money or gold. And this is like in the case of Fujianese weddings that I've seen, it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of gold.
It's a lot of money
and a lot of cash.
Right, it's a lot of cash. I mean, I've literally seen a $500,000 check being handed over at one wedding I was at. In the Cantonese wedding, this is really fun. Before the groom sees the bride, what happens is he has to get by the bride's bridesmaids.
Right.
And how he gets by is really insane. It's the bridesmaid will come up with a series of games. And I've seen a lot of this. One, sometimes it'll be, okay, do 100 push-ups with that guy on your back. Or the one most extreme one I've seen was, hey, here is seaweed wrapped around wasabi. And eat it.
It's torture. Basically, they torture him.
They torture the groomsman and the
he's got to do it.
He's got to do it. He's got to give all the bridesmaids a lot of cash to get past them.
Right.
It's called 闹洞房. Basically, you're trying to get past it, and then you go and see the bride.
You pass the test. You pass the muster.
Right. So in the Western weddings, like I said, it's more about grace and beauty.
I mean, during the day, there's none of that. I mean, during the day, it's all about celebrating how they met. Me personally, just because I grew up here, like obviously I'm gonna have a Western style wedding.
Sure.
And I really grown to enjoy all of those things. I've been to a lot of Eastern weddings, a few with you, and I actually used to shoot wedding photos as well. So I love the Western thing. I love it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a
hybrid
Fujianese wedding because I need the cash.
Well, this is the thing now. Now, here's the fun parts now. A lot of Asian Americans. I see them do a lot of like hybrid weddings now. For example, my cousin, he's French. He had a very traditional church wedding, Christian church wedding, followed by the Western style reception in France, where they did all the slideshows and the cake feeding, all that stuff. So it's fun. It's a blend of old and new.
And nowadays we'll see a lot more of that.
Definitely.
I'm sure. And I want to say one last thing: the wedding gifts. I think I remember like when I was younger, Western wedding gifts, they didn't have to be cash. It was like, it could have been like, you know, you bought them something online, or you bought them something that
like an appliance
was good.
It's usually stuff for their new home.
But if you go to an Asian wedding, it's cash or go. So
it's one or the other, and if you don't give that, you will lose face.
Yeah, don't bring, if you go to an Asian wedding, like maybe nowadays, okay, it's different, right? If you go to a more westernized Asian wedding, it's different. But if you go to a traditional Asian wedding like in China or somewhere, don't bring a crock pot. Like, you know what I mean? Don't do that. Bring cash for gold.
Don't bring a coffee maker or an appliance set. All right, guys, moving on to our advice segment. And thank you guys very much. This time you did send in very specific questions, like we asked. So here's a question that I could see we're gonna get a lot of these questions. So we're gonna try to just answer it one time.
Sure.
And the question, I'm gonna read the actual question. Hi, Mike and Dan. I'm a guy who's dating an Asian girl right now, and I'm terrified because I know that her parents wouldn't end up accepting me because I'm not Asian. They know me and are all right with me now, but it's because I've been friends with my girlfriend and her sisters for a few years now, and they don't know that we're dating. However, my girlfriend has told me that they have said that they want her to date and marry an Asian guy. What kind of advice would you give someone in my situation? This is probably the most common interracial question or problem that couples are gonna have, okay? Because the truth is, most Asian parents, they do want to keep up the tradition or whatever. They're old school. They want their daughter, they always say this, they say, you can date other people, but I want you to marry an Asian guy or a Chinese guy, you know? So here's my advice, okay? Basically, you gotta ask yourself one thing. Are you okay with putting time in the relationship, let's say 3 to 5 years, and at the end of that, there is a good chance she's not gonna marry you because it's more important for her to satisfy her parents than it is to satisfy herself. So ask yourself that question. If you're okay with that, then great. If you're not okay with that, then honestly, I would consider your future with this person. Personally, I'm very okay with putting in that time. I'm a hopeless romantic, kind of like you, but I think you're gonna have something else to say about this issue. I know you will. I think for me, like, it's better, you know, it's better to have love than not at all. And for me, like, I don't think it's a waste of time.
All right, well, my advice to you is, I'm gonna give you a couple of facts. Fact number 1, Asian parents are some of the most stubborn people you'll ever meet in your life. Like, just stubborn, just completely unrelentingly stubborn. A lot of them, not saying everybody, a lot of them are that way. 2, and there are 2 different types of Asians. 1, completely abide by what the parents say. And we have friends that we know are like that.
Yeah.
Also, there's another type who are more like us. Like, you know what? You know, I'll do whatever the heck I want to do.
Exactly.
So you need to really assess what type of girl you are with. If you're with a girl that's like, you know what? To hell with whatever. I'm all about the love. I'm all about like whoever I love, I want to be with. That's what I'm gonna do. Then you're fine, because ultimately it is your girlfriend's decision whether she wants to be with you or marry you or not. Even if the parents object, as long as the girl or guy or whatever, in whatever case, as long as that person takes a very strong stance, the parents will relent.
Right.
Like, they might not be happy, but they might not even like you that much. We had a friend that
we have many friends
that they married the Asian girl,
and
the parents wasn't happy with them for years,
and still aren't happy with them.
Yeah,
but the key, like you said, the girl chose that. You know what, parents? I'm gonna go with who I want to marry.
Right. So you need to determine what kind of girl you are with. Now, there's also a case where you could take a girl who does or wants to do everything the parents say and change her into a girl that sees that, all right, you know what? I was like that, but now I really love this guy and I really want to just be with him no matter what. It's not easy.
Mike, just tell them what you really think.
It's not easy. I was in one of these. It's not easy because, look, your Asian parents, not only are they very discriminatory sometimes against non-Asian men who date their daughters, they're also discriminate against other Asians
Boom.
that date their daughters,
Boom.
or
Boom.
they discriminate against discriminate against Asians who are not who they feel
Right.
are a good match for their daughters.
Mike, this is a whole nother topic for another
Right.
time, but you hit
So-
it right on the
right.
nail.
So this is
They
not
have
just you.
layers of complexities.
I studied finance in college, and to me, relationships are investment. And I've been in relationships where the mother hated me because
Right.
I wasn't who she thought I should be, which is a doctor or a lawyer.
Right.
And after I was out of that relationship, I was like, man, that was a lot of time wasted. Because hey, look, I'm not getting any younger. I really want to be in a relationship that I know has a future.
Right.
And if I know from the beginning that it doesn't look good, I tend to not want to be in that relationship.
Right.
That's just me.
Right. If I keep getting dumped at the end of 3-5 years, I'll keep making the same mistake. Yeah. You're basically saying, you know what? I'm proceeding with caution now.
Right.
Which is legit.
And I got hurt. That's the bottom line, right? And Dan's the type of guy, he gets back on the horse. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go take a cab.
I would say first step is figure out what type of person you think she is, her parents, and also figure out what you want. And if you're okay with it, like me, then I got nothing to worry about. I live in the present. I enjoy what we have.
It really does.
And I will, when that day comes, I will face that day.
Also, it helps that he doesn't age. I don't feel the pressure per se because I live in New York.
Yeah.
In New York, it's like you could be 50 and single.
Dude,
and you're
seriously,
fine.
man.
But I do value like my time.
Yes, I agree.
If I'm with the wrong girl for like 2 years, I'm like, you know what? That could have been time I was with the right girl. I don't know. And you never find that out until the end, which is the way all life is, right? But that's why I'm cautious when it comes to this stuff. And you just jump right in, which is fine. So we're kind of two different types of guys. All right, guys, it's our rapid fire segment. Dan's gonna go first. 60 seconds on the clock. Here we go.
What's your weirdest phobia?
Buried alive.
That's not a weird phobia. Everyone has that phobia.
No. Here's my worst phobia. I'm Wolverine from the X-Men and buried alive. Because all I'm gonna be doing is laying in a casket for like eternity. And I just keep regenerating. I would never die. I'm just like laying there.
Oh my God, because you're basically, you can't die. You can't die.
You can't die.
Or you're gonna die after 5,000 years.
Like that. Remember that the last X-Men movie? Spoiler alert, guys. When he was the last scene when he was twisted by Magneto.
Oh, yeah,
He's like laying the bottom of the river.
Yeah. What if he had to lay there for 100 years?
What if no one saved him? He's just like laying there.
Dude.
I'm like,
oh my
God,
gosh.
that's like the worst way.
That is ever. Dude. I'm actually pretty afraid of that now. Yeah, because you're basically in purgatory.
Yeah,
you're alive,
can't
but
move.
you're dead.
And worms are eating you.
Yeah.
It's like that Greek legend where the guy who stole fire, forgot his name.
Prometheus.
Yeah, and there's a hawk or whatever that eats at his
my
car and
gosh.
it grows back. But at least he's not stuck in the ground.
Yeah.
Now you got worms like going on. All right, it's my turn. 60 seconds on the clock. Which nationality food do you love the most?
Oh, Italian Mediterranean, dude! Heck yeah! Some burrata and mozzarella, burrata, basil, and tomato with some olive oil. Dude, I love the simplicity of like when you're in Greece, you got a nice piece of fish that you just caught, grill it, pour some olive oil and salt, call it a day.
All right, I'm gonna
Call
say
it
this.
a day.
I'm pretty, westernized. Dan is like bleach. Dan is like pure white.
Dude,
Chinese food.
Dude,
You know how many different like thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dishes there are in China?
Well, that's the difference. I don't like all
endless.
that. Yeah, but like I like simplicity. Give me just I could eat bread, olive oil all day.
That's whack. That's whack.
No, but don't get me wrong. I love Chinese food, but my favorite is definitely Mediterranean, like Italian Mediterranean.
I'm starving now. I'm thinking about all the Chinese dishes I could eat.
Let's go get some like salad greens, some shaved Parmesan.
No. Yo.
Are you excited with the World Cup?
No.
What?
I don't care about soccer.
At all?
No.
But like, I don't like soccer that much, but I love the World Cup.
Why?
Well, because it's every 4 years, and it's exciting.
Why?
Because you see the best teams in the world, and it's still good. I love the storylines, and they're the best.
Fine, they play for 2 hours. It's 0-0, and they go home.
But that's so like you like sports like me, but how do you not like the excitement?
I don't like soccer.
So it's just the sport.
Yeah, I don't like soccer.
But you can't even get behind like the U.S.
I like the Olympics. The U.S.
That's so weird.
I don't know.
How do you like the Olympics and not
Here's the reason
soccer?
I can't really love the U.S. like, you know what? I know they're not gonna go far.
Okay.
So I'm like, eh.
But that's the whole point. It's the underdog story.
It's kind of like rooting for the
Dude, see, this is the difference. Like, I love rooting for the underdog, and you're like, you know what? Why would I do that if they're gonna lose?
Yeah.
It's the reason why you like these romantic movies where you're like, if I know the guy.
Yeah, exactly. I can't watch Titanic because it's gonna sink. Like, Boy Meets World, the sequel.
Oh, wait. You mean like they're coming out with it?
It's coming out with a new series, Boy Meets World.
It's a reboot?
Reboot.
It's a TV show.
It's not a reboot. Now Topanga and Corey has kids.
Oh,
now
no!
Now it's gonna be like Girl Meets World.
Awful. Dude, I thought you were gonna talk. I thought you were saying they're coming out with a remake of that childhood show.
No, they have a sequel.
Why would I want to watch that?
Corey and Topanga has kids now.
So who cares? Who cares? That's it. That story's done. The whole point of Boy Meets World is
That's gonna be Girl Meets World.
Yeah, dude, girl meets average Midwest life.
I'm excited because I grew up with Corey and Topanga.
Me too. But
So
now
I'm,
they're
like,
old.
Excited.
That's not exciting at all. Okay, where are they living? Are they living in New York?
I don't know. I haven't seen it yet.
I would okay, here's why I would watch it. Let's say they're in New York and they're all jaded and they like hate each other.
Why
like
would they be
drama.
jaded? They're like the perfect couple.
That's not fun to watch, dude.
All right, did you find Topanga attractive though?
I did. Oh, she was hot. All right, this is pretty morbid. What's the worst way to die?
Or trapped in a box, a bit of buried alive. That's the worst way to die.
But you actually will die at some point.
Yeah, because let's say you're not Wolverine, you're trapped in a box. That's the worst way to die. Because it's the worst way to die if you have oxygen. I'd rather just bury me on the earth and suffocate myself to death than just lay there for 20 days and then worms are crawling all over you and then you die.
What about burned alive?
I'd rather be burned alive than buried alive.
What? Dude, what? At least like when you're buried alive, your skin's not burning.
No, I heard. I don't know. I never been burned alive before. Maybe I have in a past life. But I heard, so you're in so much pain because your body can't really
tolerate the pain.
Once you reach a certain
threshold,
like you don't
feel it anymore.
Whatever. It's just,
I mean, I guess
I don't know. They still scream.
Or
so
like
maybe that's
I think
not true.
drowning would be horrible.
No, drowning, you're just like your lungs explode.
I don't know. If I was gonna die, I'd rather just like die like out of just instantly get hit.
I'd rather get my head chopped off because right away. You're dead.
Yeah.
If you can only have one thing for the rest of your life, you gotta choose tea or coffee.
Oh, coffee. Are you kidding me, dude? Coffee. Dude, I don't even.
You're out of your wacky mind.
Dude. Coffee. And dude, not like the regular crap coffee.
Can I just tell you guys something? Going to a coffee shop with this guy is one of the worst experiences you'll ever have in your life.
Worst experience.
No joke.
Worst.
No joke.
Dude, the other day the waitress was so mean to me. Like the cashier, remember that?
There should be. You're such a punk when you order coffee.
Well, because I'm a snob. I'm a snob. And not only that, but I'm the worst kind. I'm like the when Harry met Sally, I'm Sally. I have like 18 different kinds of requests.
This guy, like...
Dude, today I went to get coffee, all right? She didn't put enough ice in my cup. I made her go back twice. She was like, is this enough? I go, can I have some more? Like, come on, dude.
Just take the freaking ice.
No, come on. The other day, though, that was pretty funny. She looked like she was gonna kill me.
Dude, I wanted her to kill you. I'm like, can you please do us all a favor and smack this dude?
All right, and it's not even like when I order. My pre-order is annoying. Like, I'll be like, I'll ask him like 100 questions, like, what, like, coffee. It's coffee, right? But I want to know,
coffee,
dude.
Chill out.
I want to know where it's from.
Oh my god.
I want to know if it's fresh.
All right, guys. That's it for this edition of the Double Chen Show. Again, for our podcast, please click the link below. And guys, we have a special treat for you. We wanted to do actually more than one Double Chen Show a week. But also, we didn't want to flood the Off the Great Wall channel with all our Double Chen madness. So we decided to create another channel just for the Double Chen Show. You can see actually episode right now on the new Double Chen channel. You can click the link right here. We have the link also in the description boxes. So if you haven't got enough of the Double Chen Show yet, there's a brand spanking new video on our Double Chen channel talking about the perception of women and yeast in Western societies, as well as
for our advice, we're gonna talk about how to get out of the friend zone.
Don't miss that.
The dreaded friend zone.
Exactly. So click the link, go to our other channel, and that's all gonna be Double Chen madness all the time.
Do it up. And don't forget to download the podcast.
That's right. Podcast it up.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. See ya.